Alright, hopefully that fixed it. Yeah, this is way faster, guys. Now we're chilling. Okay, so now I have to pull up everything again. That was a great idea, guys, because now everything is running way faster. That makes a huge difference. I'm glad we did that. Let's close out Lenovo. Okay, so as I've been saying, right, we have a sell model that's formed. Doesn't mean it can't turn into a buy model. It definitely could. Guys, I'm still just setting up everything. Because now I have to reset up everything because I restarted my computer. So yeah, just give me 1 second while I reset everything up, and then we'll keep charting. And I need to also make sure my personal account is ready. I have to make sure, gotta make sure auto liquidation is set. Yep, 20 daily loss limit. Alright, there we go. Now we are all set up. Oh, besides the fact I want to put them split screen again. Keep it up. I'll catch you later. I'll DM you for my business model, which can helpful for us. Okay. Sounds good, bro. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's chart up the other two things I wanted to chart up, which were, did I screenshot put this in the Discord yet? No, I didn't. I gotta screenshot this again. Load. So we might end up drawing that fourth standard deviation. I should probably mark out that fourth standard deviation. Oh no. Don't be slow again. Come on. bring that there. I also need to put that we rebalance the entire range. Let's get rid of this. I just want to show how we rebalanced here, and that we have London, Asia, PDL. Could totally be offside, but we're just taking notes right now. That's the point. Isn't to be onside right now. The point is just to take notes and then see what we get. Where does our dealing range put us? Oh, 7:30. Hang on. We also should look at quarterly theory stuff. Dealing range low puts us down there. Hey, what up, Hyper? Dude, this is an excellent day showing how powerful Goldbach is, dude. Because swept the high into the sweep, liquidity sweep partition. Then we have a rejection block that formed. So Phoenix model formed in the rejection block partition. We break structure. We had a fair value gap in the fair value gap partition. That is just insanely precise, guys. And I don't know why people sleep on this so much, but that's like, you can't get more precise than that. So I'm sorry, but I use things that make sense to me, and that makes obvious sense to me. So this is the dealing range low. So just a thought. I'm not necessarily bearish. I'm keeping my options open, but could I definitely be bearish? Yeah. Always keep my options open. So yeah, we rebalanced the equilibrium of that. Since we still have stat map, let's go ahead and look at stat map. Oh, Kirk said there was a new week opening gap. We're not using it right there, but okay, none of that's really that useful. Session stat map. So maybe we need to manipulate the highs, right? It's very possible that we need to sweep out the highs. Just keep my options open, guys, and being an observer of the market. Patience is key. But yeah, as always, I'm gonna keep showing up. We have not tapped either statistic. We haven't even gotten near either of these statistical manipulations. So that tells me we have not manipulated yet, probably. And then as far as the actual stat map goes, same thing, right? We haven't really tapped either statistical manipulation level, which tells me, oh, well, 4 hour we've tapped the bullish statistical manipulation level. So, that's a thought. And let's check man, I really do love stat map a lot. Like, I would love to keep it. Maybe I should keep it, but it's just, it is really expensive. I really do like it a lot. Like, Algo's whole model is literally stat map, and I feel like The edge stat map gives is, in my opinion, it's worth having it, but it's kind of, it's really expensive, bro. 15 minutes. So we do have this 15-minute gap that is right here. We definitely could get a reaction off of this BPR here. Back up. So we are just being thoughtful, observant, and patient, right? Man, trading is so much easier done in hindsight because it's like, oh, this is what happened, and I can see what happened. But then when you're predicting it, it's like, okay, which gap should we use? Which levels should we use? And that's where it gets to be like, obviously a little harder, right? We have a 15-minute BPR. I think this rebalanced the discount. Yeah, 15-minute BPR, rebalance the discount. But guys, I kind of still think that we could be in that sell model, right? We had a 1-minute rejection block that was beautiful. I mean, one thing that could be kind of cool is if we formed a rejection block and then got Phoenix model back up. Maybe there's a lower time frame dealing range. Oh yeah, here's true opens. Okay, let's actually have these marked out. So I kind of want to see 730 get swept, at least. I know we took it out, but I don't know. If we're bearish, I feel like we should take it out again. And then maybe we're already above midnight. Already above midnight. Oh, where's the RTH gap going to form? That's going to be valuable, right? Where's the RTH gap going to form? Midnight. So RTH close, RTH close was right here. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a giant bearish RTH gap. Yeah, RTH gap's gonna form lower, guys. I want to see manipulation up above 730. And then I kind of want to see us continue lower. Maybe go back towards midnight. Another thing to look at is where's equilibrium of this price move higher. I mean, yeah, on the higher time frame, we did get that 12-hour inversion for value gap, and I kind of trust the inversion for value gap a little bit. I know that it wasn't, obvious liquidity sweep or anything like that, but I still think it had a quick up down. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a really clear 12-hour inversion, and it was something that my eye caught last night. London low. Hey, what up? Good morning, Javier. So London is also right at equilibrium of the range. Worth noting, right, that, London is going to be a good place to take profit because it's also going to be equilibrium. Then again, I could easily see us continuing to go to Asia, or even these triple equal lows here. Those triple equal lows might be better because you never know when we end up sweeping Asia on S&P and then not on NASDAQ, and then we get a model off of it, right? That's why sometimes I I always try and find where's the draw on liquidity in front of the session lows, because sometimes that will happen where you'll sweep Asia on one asset and then the other asset doesn't, and then you form a model off of it. And that's the issue with going directly off of them. So, okay, this is kind of getting to be a mess. So I'm going to clean up the chart right now. I want the RTH gap on the chart. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. I'm going to get rid of this. That's too far away. That's too far away. That's too far away. Just the RTH gap. And actually I want 732. And maybe London. And then we have, once again, that initial 1 minute change in state off of the forget what you call it, off of the 15-minute fair value gap. I just have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. But probably what I'll be looking to see is this will probably be a BPR, so maybe a move up above 730 into the BPR and then change the state delivery back lower. I don't know, just an idea. Okay, guys, it's actually market open right now. Something I did not realize because my computer's time is a little off. But anyway, I'm back for market open. Remember, guys, we have that 15-minute BPR. If we did get a sweep and then a 1 minute change state delivery, like another sweep, maybe I would consider taking long. But you know, I'm preferring to be bearish because of the RTH gap here. The RTH gap, honestly, I feel like sometimes just trust the RTH gap will give you a really good success rate. And I don't need to make it more complicated than that. I like the RTH gap a lot. So I will probably be bearish to fill this RTH gap. That's just keeps it simple, right? RTH gap fills, very, very simple way to trade. You don't need to overcomplicate it. And so because of that, I'm probably looking to trade back to it, and we have London below. London should be a good target. We just got market open, so we just tapped 730. We got a reaction off of 730. We got a 5 minute gap here. So if we ended up sweeping into the change in state, getting 30 seconds change in state back down, let's do a practice of yeah, this is exactly kind of what I wanted to see. Was kind of hoping we pushed into the change in state. Okay, that was too low time frame for me to do anything I mean, there's no opportunity on even on the 15 second. So what was I supposed to do, you know? There wasn't even an opportunity on the 15-second chart, so I couldn't do anything, right? So that's okay. But this is exactly kind of what I was thinking. We swept out our true session open. You can see how perfectly we took that out, right? I mean, this was also a 2022 gap. You know what I mean? That was the initial 2022 gap. So maybe you could take this 1 minute change in state here. Do we have a 15-minute level? We do. 15-minute BPR, 1 minute change in state. But this isn't necessarily like extremely obvious. I mean, maybe it's on the 1 minute time frame. But maybe we take this. This would be 7. I kind of like it, but I'm not sure. Right? I don't need to take something if I'm not sure, so I'm just going to chill. But yeah, we obviously swept out the high. I think we'll fill this RTH gap. You know, we could even maybe just take this as an inversion for value gap here. That ended up playing out so far. Wow, 12 minutes till this closes. We're already back at, man, we should have just taken that 1 minute change in state. Because once again, 1 minute change in state off of that 15-minute BPR. And we swept out our true open. It just happened on like the 5-second chart, and what am I supposed to do about that? I mean, sure, I could have used this as a 1 minute PD array and then gone a 5-second change in state, and that, you know, that would have actually provided an opportunity, maybe, but it's not something I would think to do. So it's hard, guys. It's hard. Man, we knew the RTH gap was going to get filled. Dang it, bro. Did I mess up, guys? I should have just taken it. Oh my gosh. Bro. Oh no. It's not happy about that. That was my draw on liquidity. I think we just tapped the dealing range low too. Yeah. You took it? Woo! Let's go! Dubs. Bro, I have issues. We filled the RTH gap. I tried to explain this to you guys. RTH gap. Most underrated draw on liquidity, right? It's going to tell you exactly where the market wants to go. Right at open or right at news or whatever, right? So much of the time, RTH gap just goes filled. Instant filled. I mean, guys, RTH gaps. If you really just want to keep your bias simple, just draw the RTH gap out on your chart and don't even think about anything else. Just target the other side of that bad boy, and that's it. That thing is just incredibly simple for bias, and you will be surprised how often that's gonna work. Okay, so honestly, I kind of want to clean up my chart and clear everything out because we did kind of fill up that dealing range. We probably rebalanced back to discount here, but guys, there's definitely still opportunity because remember we inversed the 12-hour. We inversed this 12-hour, and if the market does want to deliver lower, let's say during news, we could definitely deliver lower during the news, right? We have a lot of low resistance lows here, and they continue all through here. So there's still opportunity. And honestly, guys, I just need to not be afraid to take something like that trade. I should have just taken it and just accepted that I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but I can't just not take trades. I don't know. Sometimes I like to be super, super precautious because I hate losing, but that clearly ended up playing out really nicely. So one thing I do not mind is just taking a change in state, actually. I mean, this actually could just be a 1-hour inversion for value gap, and that could be the simplest way to go. You just take this as a 1-hour inversion for value gap. We already got the 12-hour inversion, and we got low resistance lows all through here. We got 22 minutes though. I don't know if we're going to get that. It might be better taken as a change in state of delivery, right? Where we get this 1-hour change in state. And actually that actually looks a little bit more clean. I actually don't mind that at all. But the only issue is, okay, one contract. That's going to be hard. But, you know, one micro could honestly make a lot of money. That's the thing. We could also look for, let's see. If this is not obvious. This on the 15-minute. I'm trying to make a trade work, but I feel like I'm forcing something, so I'm not gonna do anything. We have to be thoughtful here, right? If there's nothing obvious, I do nothing. We have the first percent for value gap probably. Where is that? That was right there. 930, 931, 932. Okay, guys. I will take this if we get it. First presented for value gap. If we swept the high and then got change in state off of it, which I don't know if we will, but if we did, I would take that. First presented for value gap. We already used it once. We probably already got 15-second change in state. Once again, if we swept out the high, filled the gap, and got 15-second change of state off of this, I'm sending that. I'm sending it. No regrets. No regrets. If we ended up sweeping the high, 15-second change in state, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you just got to take risks. Especially because we got so much low resistance liquidity. This could end up being like a incredible high RR type of trade, right? Let's see. Did we obviously swept out 730, which was our true open. You guys saw how perfectly we swept out 730, right? See that? We perfectly swept it. This is why I preach actually quarterly theory true opens are like the most powerful time levels. 730. Look at that. That's like that is literally the midnight of New York session. And if you don't think so, then I don't know what to tell you, because it obviously is. You know what I mean? So once again, I'm looking for a sweep and then change the state lower. We also swept out our 22-minute true open, right? 22-minute true open. Nice. Yeah, guys, true opens are really powerful, and I think everyone who doesn't think that is confused. I think they're a little confused because they don't know. Like they're probably unprofitable, honestly. But yeah, 730 got swept. Bro, look at that. Look at that. You think that was you think the market is just not using that? Let's go. Coolest kid. Insane, bro. Insane. So yeah, 7:30 true session open, 9:22 22-minute true open. Once again, I would love to see us sweep this high into the first minute for value gap, and then I'm sending this no regrets. Probably like 8 cons. So 8. Let's do the math. 8, 1, 8, 32. It'd be 32, and then 96. But I don't know if we'll get it. We have 10 a.m. news. And guys, I'm not scared of 10 a.m. news. I'm actually not scared of 10 a.m. news. But based on my back testing, news delivers price towards where it wants to go. Especially with my lower time frame models. News is just gonna help me. News is just gonna help me. I don't care about news, honestly. I've done enough back testing to know the news is actually gonna help me. It's exactly what I want. Forex Factory. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's 10 a.m. Is it? It's 10 a.m. new home sales. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm expecting manipulation above that high. We've already manipulated the true open. We've already manipulated true session open. Where's midnight at? Okay, we're above midnight now. You think it's gonna retest 920? That's pretty far up. I personally think this 1 hour and 15 minute and 4 hour are going to inverse, and then we're gonna go run all these low resistance lows here. I think these are gonna be a very nice target, and the market's delivering towards them. That's just kind of what I think. I think when the market delivers like this, it doesn't just go, oh, I actually want to go back up. No, it goes where it wants to. I can kind of tell it just looks like we're gonna go here. So I'm just looking for my model, which is first presented for value gap, and then I want to see one of my models, right, and then I want to see if low time frame change and stayed off of it. But guys, with that trade that we outlined, that was clean. I think it was on the 15-second chart, right? Or was it the 1 minute? Oh, it was the 1 minute. Yeah, I remember now. So we had change in state here. So it even gave us 2 candles of opportunity, and I didn't take it. I wasn't sure, but if you had it like this, that's like 3R. Bang. Coolest kid, you banked, bro. You banked. Oh man, I really want to see us hit that first presented for value gap. I don't know if the market might not give us enough opportunity for that. If so, if we don't get that, I will maybe put, once again, this 1 hour, if this 1 hour inverses, I'll just go short with 1 micro, which would be 4 micros on Top Step and 12 micros on Apex, and I would just go short like this, and probably target 1-to-1. I don't like that, but actually, you could probably target further than 1-to-1. Do we have a low down there at all? Only thing is, I mean, you do not need that big of a stop loss is the thing. That's the issue, is 1 contract is way too big of a stop loss. You could probably do 2. You could probably do 2. Yeah, you could probably do, almost certainly do 2. I would do 2 then. If this 1 hour inverses. Once again, we already had a 4 hour, 12 hour inversion. And the 2 hour would be inversing as well. The 2 hour looks clean. Once again, though, we could look for lower time frame confirmation. Obviously, that would be better, but I don't know what to do to get in on the lower time frame, to be honest. I mean, we have a 15-minute breaker. This is gonna be sensitive. We could align this with the first presented for value gap, and then we could take a trade off of that. 15-minute breaker, and then we have first presented for value gap on the 1 minute. We could align these two. Once again, though, I don't know if we're gonna get this retracement. If we don't get it, that's an issue, because then I don't get in, or then yeah, not necessarily an issue because you don't take a trade, but I obviously want to. I want to get an opportunity here. So I don't know. There's definitely like. It's hard to say what's right, but I obviously I want to take opportunity. Let's see if there were any other RTH gaps. We already instantly filled the one yesterday. We still have this one. Okay, guys, it's a very simple draw on liquidity, and I actually really like it. I think this is probably where we'll draw to. If you want to be a degen, you could target the other side of that RTH gap, and you probably will end up making money. I'm not even going to lie, guys. If you wanted to be a degen, you could probably do that, and you probably could shoot like a 12R, because I just know that RTH gaps are going to, they're going to be a really nice draw on liquidity. Not saying we should, but you maybe could. I might actually do that. I'm not even going to lie. I might actually do that. We have the 2 hour inversion. I might actually just target RTH fill. Wow, that'd be 6-to-1. 6-to-1 would change my trading. That would make my, I don't know, that would make my past month. I like it though. It makes a lot of sense too. Like conceptually, everyone's been mindlessly longing. We gotta have a retracement at some point. Oh, man, once again, I want the first percent for value gap to get hit. It's not hitting, which is annoying me. Which I do not like. And so I don't know what to do about that. This was obviously high resistance, right? When the market really wants to go somewhere, it's going to leave a high resistance curve, because it's going to be essentially like, yo, we're not going to give any opportunity for people who want to get in on a retrace. That's kind of what happens on high resistance liquidity. We have the 1 hour change in state. We could end up retesting this. We have a breaker wick here, and then we have a 1 hour breaker here. Once again, breaker being the same as change in state. So what I might do is do something like that. and obviously scale out. But this 1 hour is not closing. It has 9 minutes to close. Shoot, bro. Hey, we're gonna go run the liquidity. We're obviously gonna go run the liquidity. What do I do? What do I do? We're obviously gonna go run the liquidity. I don't know what to do. This trade, the initial trade that we lined up, is already at. That initial trade that we lined up is already at, like, 6-1, guys. Bro, oh my! The initial trade's at 6-1, dude. Oh my! This is the ultimate FOMO right here. Oh my gosh! I do think that this 1 hour change in state is going to deliver slower, but what do I do? What do I do? Oh man, this is obviously really annoying. I'm not gonna FOMO. It's not a real trade. It's just annoying. You know what I mean? It's just very, very annoying. Coolest kid, are you still in? That'd be crazy. But yeah, I'm not FOMOing, bro. I'm being patient. I'm I'm not gonna take a trade if it's not a real trade. You get what I'm saying? If we're gonna take a trade, it needs to be a real trade. And I don't think at this point. I think we're getting to be the point where this is too low. I don't like it anymore. Yeah. Okay. I guess let's just be patient. Obviously, we're drawing to these low resistance lows. Obviously. Full put your account now already. Just kidding. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah. That's good. That's good, bro. But I mean, that's crazy. That trade that we outlined hit 12-1. You know, if we do inverse this back up, we could probably go run these temporarily. So we're going to be patient. 10 a.m. news once again. If we end up coming up here, tap this 15-minute breaker and 1 minute first presented for value gap, and then we get change of state off of that. I think that's key. And I think that we would be in a good spot to take a really, really nice trade. A really, really nice trade. So breaker, first presented for value gap. I also want to pay attention to where the 2 hour does close, because that's going to tell me a lot about if we're actually going to go run that LRLR or not. Because if the 2 hour closes and it has good signature to it, then I'll be like, yeah, we'll probably go run that. But if it closes weird, like let's say it wicks out the LRLR and then closes higher, I'd be like, oh, that's just a little weird. You know what I mean? So you gotta just take it based off of context. And also, we should pay attention to if these lows end up getting SMT. Also 10 a.m. power of 3, something we should consider, right? 10 a.m. candle. It's going to be opening very, very soon. So let's get this out and let's drag this over. So yeah, here's 10 a.m. power of 3. This new candle is gonna open in 4 minutes. So we gotta figure out, okay, where's a solid area for us to retrace to? One idea is we have that Reaper. We're gonna have a breaker here, so we could look for a Reaper gap within that breaker. Let's actually do that real quick. So this move lower is the breaker. So this from here to here, I'd consider that the Reaper. And then I want to see if we would react off of that, right? Honestly, I think this is going to be high resistance. So I don't think we're going to actually get through this. I think we'll inverse the upside, get high resistance liquidity, and then keep going lower. I think that's what will happen. So 1 minute Reaper gap, guys. I guess maybe it could be like a 5 minute. I'll probably look for a 15-second change in state off of this. Right? 1 minute Reaper gap. I want to see 15-second change in state off of this, in line with this high resistance liquidity curve. Right? This would make perfect sense. Everyone on the low time frame is trying to go run the LRLR, but we know this is not LRLR. This is HRLR. Alright, this is what I'm going to look for, especially when the new 10 a.m. candle opens up. So I want to see 15-second change in state off of this. Once again, high resistance liquidity curve as a confluence. Very, very advanced thing, but guys, it is powerful stuff. We might even need to take these equal highs, or maybe we won't take those equal highs. I don't know, really. I was able to screen record TradingView when I took the trade. No way! Let's go. That's awesome. All right, 10 a.m. news. Here we go. We got 39 seconds. Once again, I'm going to be preparing to take 15-second change in state, probably sweeping these equal highs into this high resistance liquidity. That's kind of that's the trade I'm looking to take. And then at that point, yeah, I'll just scale out as we go lower. So that's what I'm looking for. So 15-second change state off the Reaper. This will be probably, let's just do 7. We could be conservative here since this is such a big trade. Or we could even do 6. We could even do, well, let's take it how it's supposed to be. 7. So 7. So 1, 7, 1. So 28. And then 84. Alright, 10 a.m. We just got it. So the new 10 a.m. candle's right there. So open, high, and then distribution. That's kind of what I'm expecting right now because I think the low resistance liquidity is the draw. That news did not do anything, bro. That news didn't do anything. What the heck? Oh, not red folder? Okay. Makes sense. What is this white line? Why did I have this marked out? I still think that we could definitely go make that top wick of this 4 hour candle. So I'm not in any rush. Yeah, the 2 hour inverse, but it inversed with this wick. Not a fan of just taking that with the way that we wicked, right? I'm preferring to take a lower time frame trade for better RR. Because of the 2 hour just is not obvious enough to me. Let's see where 4 hour statistical manipulation is. I'm not like I'm because I think it's gonna be less than normal. I think it's gonna be less than normal because of how bearish it is. But let's just look. Dang, bro. We might actually go lower off of this. It's very possible. Once again, I'm not gonna take that though. I want to see the Reaper get hit. I want to see more of a top wick on this candle. Yo, there we go. Reaper got tapped. Reaper tapped. You can see how perfectly we tapped it. Reaper tapped. We might even need to take a 5-second change in state here. And we might need to adjust our size. But look at that Reaper. Look at that Reaper. Right? We tapped it. We have not swept out the equal highs yet. That's important to note, right? We might need to go up, sweep those equal highs. You see how this is in line with our high resistance liquidity curve, right? So I kind of want to see us wick those equal highs. Will we wick them? Alright, we just tapped them. Will we go higher? Okay, maybe we'll get the first percent for value gap trade, right? That's honestly my preferred trade anyway. That's honestly my preferred trade anyway. That's what I wanted to see in the first place. Is I wanted to see that first percent for value gap get tapped. And I'm still not bullish because of liquidity below. I just see that as a huge liquidity pool. And I think we're going to go there. Okay, we're reacting off that Reaper. Okay, if we could take 5-second. I'm going to take a 15-second. This isn't... Obviously, that could definitely work out, guys. I'm not saying it can't. Okay, I might take this one. I'm going to take this one.
Order filled.
Order filled.
So what I took is this 15-second change state close off of the Reaper. And I'm just going to go break even probably and then target lower. Okay. And then, okay, where should we target? Let's measure out standard deviations. Honestly, you could target the 4th. I'm going to take some off at the 4th and then some off at the 8th. So like this. So I'll do 4, TP1 trail. And then I'll do 7. I'll do the 7th. Okay, I'm in it. I don't care. I'm gonna set the TPs though. I'm gonna set the TPs. So TP1 is 775. So I'll do how many did I do? So I'll do 4. I'll do 5 there, and then I'll leave 2 runners. Or I'll do 4 there. So 7 times 4. Once again, I'm in this. I don't really care. Whatever happens is fine. 7. So 48. My math, I'm not able to do the math. What the heck? 7 times 12. 12. So if I want to take 4 off, I need to do 4 here. So 48 there. about to get stopped out.
Order filled.
I stopped out on top step.
Order
Stopped out
filled.
in Apex. Alright. I liked it. I'm gonna go on a walk. Bro, if it goes down now, I'm actually gonna be. I should have gone break even right there. Right when we purged that low, that's a sign where if we don't go, get out. Right here. Right? This one, okay, whatever. This one I had to get out because that was a double purge, and I should have gotten out of that. I should have gotten break even now on that. Oh my gosh, bro. There's no way. If it goes right now, okay, we tapped the Reaper a second time. Man, this woman at Change in State, much better of a trade, bro. Bro, I want to re-enter so bad, but I know that's how I tilt, so I'm not going to. But this 1 minute change of state is a million times better. A million times better. I'm not re-entering. I know I can't. But I'm a little just sad about it, but yeah, this 1 minute change of state is 100% gonna work. 100% chance of. I'm trying my best, but this is gonna work. This is gonna work. We're gonna retest this, and we're gonna go lower here. I go like this on the wick. I'd enter on a retest of the wick. Or even you could do body, but like this. And then bang, bang, bang. Alright, watch this. I still think this is gonna work. Well, I think you did a better job of being not emotional during the trade, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's what matters, right? That's what matters. The loss isn't what matters. The loss, I tried to take a trade I liked. Obviously, it wasn't obvious enough, but I tried to take a trade I like. The loss isn't what matters. It's, was I emotional during the trade? Did I handle the trade properly? Did I manage it correctly? All of those things were yes. So I'm just gonna go on a walk, or I already went on a walk, but I'm gonna go on a, might go get some breakfast, and yeah, I'm done. But I'm just gonna be tape reading now, so. Guys, this looks so good. This looks so good. I think this is gonna work, dude. I think this is gonna work. I think this one's gonna work. I'm gonna go get breakfast and put on a sweatshirt and guys, what can I say other than I'm proud of myself actually because I followed my plan. I did manage my trade correctly. I took a trade that I liked. Unfortunately, it wasn't obvious enough. That's something that's gonna take time, right? It's just hard, guys. Especially when I miss out on the other trade and I'm like, well, I want to take this one. It's hard. Trading's man, but as far as managing my emotions, I did a lot better. As far as managing trade correctly, I managed the trade exactly as I intended it to be managed. The only thing I should have done is I should have set the TPs a little earlier. But other than that, guys, this is all part of the process, and I just understand that I'm getting better, and there's no other way around it other than just to keep going. So I'm okay with this process being a process. That's just, I can't make it go faster. There's nothing I can do. I know, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go on a walk. Maybe put a sweatshirt on and just chill. So. Thank you, FA, bro. FA contacted the market makers specifically for me. I'm just kidding. No, but it was so funny because, like, I don't know if you guys were in the Discord, but FA's like waiting for NQ to drop. And as soon as FA said those words, NQ dropped. It was like, it's kind of funny. Nah, but this is just a tape read, guys, but not gonna lie. When we got up here, two thoughts crossed my mind at this point, right? This could have definitely, I knew it could have been an inducement, but I also just kind of felt like I was a decent chance I was offside, and I still could be offside. But this ended up being an inducement of these old highs. Jog, I just went to get breakfast, bro. But this ended up being an inducement of these highs, and you can see entries via inducement, guys. They are one of the most powerful entries because when you're right, when you enter via an inducement, you're going to have like no drawdown, which allows you to enter with decent size and a tight stop loss. If you enter with an inducement, that way you can be wrong a lot, but when you're right, you're going to kill it, right? And, you know, I want to more often, like, enter via inducement, but sometimes you don't see them until they come to you, which is, to be fair, that's exactly how it should be, right? But once again, high quality turtle soups happen above change in states, right? Clearly, you can see that, right? So this is a turtle soup. It happened above this 1 minute change in state off the Reaper, and it was a higher time frame breaker. I think this is a 1 hour breaker, right? Might be a 15-minute breaker. Yeah, I'd probably just classify this as a 15-minute breaker using that series. But guys, like, you just feel like we're so close. I feel like we're so close, or at least I'm so close, but I mess up just a small thing here and there. And then, you know, over time, just small things mess up. And then I just, you know, but also it's kind of cool because we called this Reaper gap. We called this Reaper gap all the way when we were back here. We're like, this is probably going to be a sensitive area. And it's exactly what happened, right? We ended up having that be a sensitive area. And it's like, if it was possibly random, that stuff just would never happen. There'd be no way for me to call out the specific level 30 minutes prior, have it tap it, and then have that be the exact spot we reverse. It's just not possible. It's not possible for that to be random and then, you know, call that stuff. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, it's really just a matter of time. Don't you think you should take entries on the high time frame if you only allow yourself one loss per day? So, no, because it's not about, for me, this is such a long-term game that I don't mind the one loss per day rule, right? I just want to preserve capital, but when I'm right, so I might not have that many winning days, but when I'm right, I want to have huge. Like I want my winning days to be huge and my losing days to be small. And especially if I start trading on a personal account, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like my style of trading is gonna be. Like I want my winning days to be absolute, just you know, out of the park hits because I know I'm capable of it, right? And I want to be able to, you know, preserve drawdown on losing days. That's just kind of, you know, how I feel my personality is as a trader. But I can see what you're saying. Yeah, there's going to be more losses, but what I'm saying is like, I want to become emotionally resilient to losses, just keep working at it and be more okay with losses because I want to prevent that draw. I don't want to ever have to put myself in a situation where I could ever go on tilt, and that means I have to be able to control my losses, you know? But I get what you're saying. I really do, Gary. I just think my style is tighter stops and very sensitive spots in the market, and allowing myself to basically have those big days when they do come. But yeah, guys, once again, this was an incredibly nice inducement. Why? Because we had our change in state of delivery, and we had an old high resting above the change in state of delivery. So you can enter an inducement above a change in state, and this is going to be really high probability stuff, especially because it was in line with our high resistance liquidity. You know what I'm saying? Right? We can enter inducement when it's in line with our high resistance liquidity. That's exactly what you want to see, right? So, because everyone, think about it, right? You're trying to basically fade everyone else. Everyone else is going to long here because they see some kind of change in state or inversion for value gap or whatever. We know the draw on liquidity is lower, so we're fading all the people that are the lower time frame warriors because we know the higher time frame draw is lower. You get what I'm saying? It's all about basically understanding human psychology and what other people are likely to do. Other people, they think this is low resistance. They think this is low resistance, but it's not low resistance. Right now it's high resistance because it's the wrong side of the curve. Right now higher time frame is expanding, so we're not going to have a low resistance liquidity run when the higher time frame is expanding. You know what I'm saying? It's like understanding human psychology plays such a big role in these trades because we have to understand, like, you know, what are other people thinking and why are they thinking it, and how can we fade them, and how can we make it so the most people are wrong in the market and we be on side with the side where the very small percent are right. If you start to think like that, like what type of trade would put me on side with a very small minority of people and they put me against the majority, you start to think in trades like this because you're fading all the people that are trying to run this thinking it's low resistance when it's high resistance. But yeah, like I said, this very easily could have been I honestly forgot what I was saying, but you guys get the point, right? I like this. I think this is at 3R now. But man, it's hard to take these trades. It's hard to take these trades because if I take this live, right, you know, I'm probably going to go break even at some point, and then I'd be break evened out. And I'm just being realistic. I don't even feel like break even is that bad because I don't like trades that take a long time to move. Honestly, like if it doesn't move right away, like I'd prefer to enter. If I was to take this trade, I'd prefer to take the entry via the inducement because I don't want to have to deal through all this drawdown. I'd rather, you know, when I take a trade, I don't want to have to wait for it because I want time and price to be aligned, which is easier said than done. Let's get rid of this. And then 15-minute breaker. Yeah, but if you enter it and you align time and price, like for instance, this is an inducement. Yeah, that's true, Gary. When you don't have time and price aligned and you still have it's true when you don't have time and price aligned, but here's the thing, right? You can align time and price to get the market to move when you want it to. For instance, this inducement, where's inducement box? The better trades are always going to move to the draw on liquidity right when you enter. The better trades are always going to do that. Why? Because you're going to have time and price aligned. Look, right? This inducement, look when it occurs. It occurs right. Well, that doesn't have to be the case is what I'm trying to say. Look when this inducement occurs. It occurs right at the start of the macro at 10:50. So if you align time and price correctly, you don't necessarily have to have a lot of drawdown or even a lot of wiggling, because the market will deliver to the draw and liquidity during the macro. You get what I'm saying? Like, is if the better trades, if you're a more skilled trader, like, sure, like if you're a less experienced trader, yeah, it's gonna wiggle around. But if you're a more skilled trader, you can enter via inducements right at the right time, and you're gonna actually get even better trades. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying that's how the market moves. But yeah, this was the original trade. What do you mean, bro? What? I'm telling you exactly what. The macro starts right when we induce this high, above the change in state of delivery. Is that a coincidence? No. But it's not gonna happen every time. It depends on on when you enter. It depends on the context of the trade. Like, if you enter at an inducement at the start of the macro, that's a more skilled entry than this original entry. This is a basic entry. This is like a, I don't know. It's still a very good entry, because obviously we were on side with the market here so far. It's still a good entry. So maybe this would be like 1800 level chess player entry. This right here, this entry is a 2200 level chess player. You get what I'm saying? A 2200 level trader. 1800 level trader in terms of elo, like in chess elo, right? 1800 level elo trader enters here. 2200 elo trader enters here, because this is aligning time and price. 1050 is the start of the macro. It's right when we induce this high, pushing up against this high resistance liquidity curve. The best traders are going to have their entries deliver the market towards where they want to go, exactly when they want it to. You're chasing perfection. Yeah, exactly, because the best traders all are the best. Like, the best, that's exactly right. The best traders control the most money, control the most capital, have the most influence in the markets. Therefore, they're going to have the best entries. And so I want to be like them, right? I want to, obviously, I'm chasing, chasing perfection. Yeah, I know, probably better than perfection. But what I'm saying is, the closer I can get to perfection, the better. And that's honestly, like, I want to be able to get closer, so. Because the best traders in the world are near perfect. And a lot of people don't believe that, but that's true. A lot of people don't believe that, but the best traders in the world, they are so good at trading that their entries will send them to the draw on liquidity right as soon as they want. Well, no, but no, but if you become a really good trader over time, like, what I'm trying to say is, you can get there's ways to get more and more precise in these markets, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I agree, Gary. I agree. Let's just stop talking about it. We both have our opinions. It's okay. But yeah, pretty clean. What I'm trying to say is, it's all probabilities, but there's higher probabilities, right? Certain trades are higher probability than other trades, and the best traders in the world are statistically going to take those higher probability trades. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, it's all risk management probabilities, but there are certain probabilities that are better. Like, this is a higher probability trade than this one. Not like this one isn't good, but this one's even better, right? This could be like a 75% trade or a 60% trade. This could be like an 80 or 85% trade. You get what I'm saying? Right? It's tiers of probability. It's not just black and white probability. It's tiers. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. And I would have taken profit at that low. Do I have to learn chess now to trade? Yeah, it's a requirement. Just kidding. Alright, I'm going to screenshot this. And then, as I said before, you would definitely trail your stop at this point. Honestly, I think we should have taken profit there at that low. Yeah, because there was a low right here. There was a swing low. Okay, I missed that. That was a dummy move because that was previous day's low. So this is where you would have taken profit, right? Because that's previous day's low. So obviously you take profit at the draw on liquidity, not the standard deviations, as I always say, right? Take profit at the draw on liquidity, not the standard deviations. Standard deviations are the guide. Standard deviations don't mean anything. Let's remeasure these because I feel like we measured it bad. Guess not. I guess that was right. Bang. We are cooking it today on tape reading. We're cooking it. Once again, the RTH gap below is obviously the drawn liquidity. And I've been saying this. And we obviously have all these low resistance lows here. That's basically my point, is like this is going to be a low resistance liquidity run. And when you're having a low resistance liquidity run on the high time frame, on the low time frame, this is going to be a high resistance liquidity run because we're fading everyone that thinks it's low resistance, but it's not. Alright, let's screenshot this. This is a clean trade, guys. I'm proud of this. Now, initially, I kind of was like, well, at this point, I was like, well, is this going to work? And honestly, I should have known it was inducement. I kind of thought it, but I wasn't sure. But clearly, in hindsight, this was obviously an inducement. So, oh yeah, we did not even do any back testing yesterday. So this is a live tape read that we did. I'm gonna put this in the Discord. And then, yeah, the entry via the inducement was even better because it was right at the start of the macro. I mean, guys, you can't make this up. When do we hit our draw on liquidity? When? When? Right? When? Right at the end of the macro. Bro. This is just perfection. The market's perfect. Right? The market's perfect. And anyone who says otherwise has no idea, bro. Is also internal high. Yeah, and every inducement sweeps an internal high. I'm confused what you mean. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. But I'm pretty sure that's the definition of inducement is we take out a high, right? I don't know though. Yeah. So if it's an inducement, it has to take an intermediate term high. That's what inducement is, isn't it? I don't know though. I could be wrong. You study ICT? Yeah, I study ICT. Bro, perfection, man. Perfection. And when do we hit our drawn liquidity? Time and price aligned right at that exact point where we hit high resistance liquidity and we induce the high into the macro. Holy. Yeah, I know. No, you don't. I know what internal long term, intermediate long term high, and all that stuff is. I know all that. It's, yeah. This is an intermediate. Yeah, I know. I know what intermediate term high is. This is. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So you're saying this is not. I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. So this is a low time frame high. This is a low time frame high, and then because this is a. I see what you're saying. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Low time frame high. Low time frame high. Intermediate term frame high. Okay, I see what you're saying, right? Because on either side of this high, it's a low time frame, and then because this one is in the middle, it makes it intermediate time frame. I get what you're saying, Kirk. Right, this is low time frame. Thank you for teaching me that, by the way. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I love you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I need to use this more because I honestly forget, and I need to make a video on it because I have never made a video on it before. But yeah, that is another confluence. You're right, Kirk. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Kirk. Kirk, I'm sorry. You were right. You were 100% right. You were 100% right here. You were right, Kirk. Bro, this is like perfection, and it's, oh my gosh, it's perfection. It's perfection. It's beautiful. Every single part of this market is just beautiful. And I know the stream is supposed to be over, but guys, I'm just distracted. Hi, new here. Is Discord server open for all of us? Yeah, it's free. It's free. It's just a place to meet people and talk and learn stuff. So, completely free. But yeah, I have to admit, guys, it's just genuinely, the more you study price action, the more you learn, the more beautiful it gets. We induce the high right at 1050 into the high resistance liquidity. You can't make it up, man. You cannot make it up. One thing I'm wondering though is why, obviously we do not hit the fourth standard deviation, and I guess a big reason for that is because we had previous day's low. That is the reason. There's no other reason. I was trying to find a reason, but that's the only reason. Because fourth standard deviation doesn't mean nothing. Oh my, Kirk's gonna take that $110 a month and pocket it. That's not a that's not a thing. I don't charge anything. But yeah, previous day's low. I mean, we induced this high. Actually, you know what's even crazier is if you enter right at this high getting induced. That would be crazy. I'm not suggesting that you do that. Yeah, this is a 2400 level trade. I'm not gonna lie, this is a 2400 level trade, man. I mean, how clean is that? Doesn't get more clean than that. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna send this to Discord. That's crazy. How sick is that, guys? I'm just saying. It's just these markets, man. These markets are perfect. I actually want to make this solid. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream here. We're 11 minutes past the ending time, so with that, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. We're one day at a time, guys. We're gonna keep getting better. I'm not upset about the loss. I'm not upset at all. We can't control the outcome. I tried my best. I took a trade I liked. Just got to keep taking better trades. That's all I can say. I mean, this trade that we just outlined was beautiful, and it's really just a skill issue for me. So I know it's just a matter of time. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep locking in, and yeah, you can't let losses affect you, because guess what? These markets, they're perfect, and you gotta learn from them. Oh, shoot, we gotta. Wait a second. We gotta do I gotta put it in my journal. Okay, guys, we have to actually. This is a new thing I'm starting today. Hey, guys, I'm not actually ending the stream. this is a new thing we have to start. I have to start doing today. Is I'm gonna put everything in my journal. Right at the end of the stream. So the stream is over. Everyone can leave if you want, but I'm gonna be putting everything in my journal. Up to you if you guys want to watch. But yeah, I am gonna be putting this. I forgot I need to start doing. So I'm gonna make a dotted line. Basically, this is gonna be my complete reset because now I'm never gonna miss a day. Now I'm never gonna miss a day of journaling, and you can see that I've been missing days for. Like, this is something that I've struggled with for a long time, and essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna completely reset starting today, and let's put a dotted line above, and yeah, the journal is gonna be completely reset, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm consistent with it. So I don't know how long this is gonna take me. Hopefully not too long, but let's go ahead and start it. So we'll make this dashed. So this is the reset, the great reset. Yeah, you can use this journal. It's I have a link to it. It's just in Jake's journal in the journal vault. So you can just click on it, Jake's journal, and then you can visit it, make a copy of it, do whatever you want. Um, I should just make this black. Okay, oh my gosh. Why do I keep messing this up? You know what? I'm going to end it here. Bang. Bang. Okay, we're good now. Okay, so this is where we reset. So, Wednesday. Let's actually mark up the trade that I took. So the real trade I took was same concept, too early, right? We had a 15-second change in state off of it. Or was it a 5? I guess I took a 5-second. So Reaper and then 5-second change in state. And I think I had stop loss like this. So 1 minute Reaper, essentially, a 5-second change in state is kind of what I was thinking. We had high resistance liquidity. And we had a 15-minute breaker block. And I wanted to take this initial one, and I should have. But I didn't, and so I entered it a little too late, which was not amazing. Then you measure out this, you project this out. So I think I was targeting, yeah. So this ended up stopping me out. This is what stopped me out, right? Wait, guys. Now I'm just now realizing. Now did I get stopped out at the top? I must have got stopped out at the top. Oh my gosh, bro. That is depressing. That is so depressing. I think I got stopped out right at that high. Let's look. But yeah, I was probably just gonna, realistically, I was probably just gonna take all off at previous day's low. I think that's probably what I would have realistically done. Um, I don't know. It's hard to say, but sometimes I outline stuff, but I meant to take it like this. So I'm gonna have say I took it like this, and then I probably had stop loss like this. Okay, so high resistance liquidity curve. And then 15-second change in state. Yeah, I did. Oh my gosh. Is this not the most depressing thing? Bro, I got stopped out at the very top. You gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me. That's so sad. That's so sad. Okay, but I definitely messed this up, which is why we're gonna learn from it, right? So I was probably gonna take this as a yeah, as a 3-to-1, realistically. Okay, let's get rid of this. Trying to make this look at least decent, right? Because I want to give myself credit. Like, I take good trades sometimes, but like you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, I want to make my trades look quality because I tried it. It was a good trade that I liked. It didn't work out. So 15-second change in state, or no, 5-second change in state. Once again, should have entered on the higher one. If I entered on the higher one, I would not have taken a loss at all. That would have been the correct way to do this, and I would not have taken this as a loss, actually. This would have been a huge win. If I took the initial 5-second change of state off of the Reaper, not a loss at all. Not even when we come back up here. Tough. But that's why we journal, right? So once again, high resistance liquidity curve aligned with this 1-minute Reaper. And then, you know, accumulation, right? I want to give myself credit. Like, I try my best. Accumulation. And then manipulation into the Reaper, right? $10 a.m., right? When you look at it like this, you realize, oh, wow, this actually was decent, right? But the issue is I entered at the later change in state, and because of that, I got stopped out. Okay, check this out, right? Sweep, 1-minute Reaper. So this is obviously manipulation, right? We might have even had SMT with that high. Right? I want to actually make my old trade. I want to stop saying, oh, wow, my old trade sucked. And be like, no, my old trade was okay. It was decent. It was actually good. But not quite good enough to be expert level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to stop saying, oh, wow, I suck. And say, wow, I tried my best. And it was good, but not great. How can I learn from it? Because, I mean, objectively, right? I tried, and I thought it was good. And we can't stop. I can't keep saying to myself like, "Oh wow, I just suck." No, I was good. It was a good trade. I tried, but now let's learn from it. Let's stop saying that we suck, because this is a hard thing to do, to be a trader. Right? How can I learn from it? High resistance liquidity, 1 minute Reaper gap, 5-second change in state. Down to previous day's low. That was kind of the idea. So, okay. First of all, this is not aligned with time because this is not during the macro. Right? Let's go ahead and screenshot. Let's do the screenshot right now. So this is a live trade. $10.05. And guys, I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and make sure that my P&L is always on the screen when I execute the trade. So 10.05, flow state close, 1 minute, 5-second, using a 1 minute Reaper. And this was taken live. Okay. And we push up against it. Actually, kind of want to mark it out like that. No, it's fine. Okay. Let's put this in Google Drive. So hopefully this doesn't take too long because I gotta go. But I want to do this now, so I make sure I do it. Because I haven't been, and that's not really a good thing. Alright, so trade log, add new trade. Flow state close. We need to make a new one for flow state close. Nice. Okay, so this was a loss. Base risk loss was minus 200. So like I convert it from standard risk. Oh, you can't even see my screen. I convert it from a standardized risk, which is which is 200 per trade. And yeah, let's start reflecting on this. So, oh, we gotta put the time in. So yes, I would take again, or I give it post trade approval. No, I would not take it again because I didn't have time and price aligned. Once again, post trade approval is essentially just like, did I take a trade I liked? Did I follow, the trade execution plan? And did I not get emotional? And like, as long as I do those things, then I'm going to give it post-trade approval because I tried my best. Now, would I take it again? That's a different question. That's a different question entirely. That's a little bit more harsh because I'm like, well, now I see, okay, time and price wasn't aligned. We might need to make a name for the Reaper, for a flow state off of a Reaper. We might need to make a new name for that. Okay, let's just start journaling this. So, very advanced trade was almost perfect. got stopped out at the exact high before continuing to exactly where I thought we would continue. The key here is that time and price were not aligned. I entered at a time which didn't make sense. It was outside of the macro. Now, sometimes that can work, but this entry wasn't obvious enough to constitute entering outside of the macro. There were better opportunities to enter with this same idea later on, and I should have been more patient to wait for those. I also could have taken the first CSD, and honestly, but all TPs would have gotten hit. Okay. And then the execution. Dude, this really would have hit 7-1. If I hadn't of gotten stopped out, or if I had... Bro, this is crazy. I would have hit 7-1. Honestly, I wanna re-screenshot it because I think I can screenshot it better. If I had taken the upper CISD, I would have hit 7-1. Bro. That's just crazy. What did I use to measure out standard deviations? This thing? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not ready to be done yet because I want to I need to keep journaling here because this is. I mean, there's more to learn. Dang it, man. And the seventh hit. That is crazy, dude. That is crazy. The seventh hit. Oh my gosh. This is how I was trying to take the trade, guys. This is what I was trying to take for the trade. Bro. Okay, so this is how I'm going to frame it because this really shows the idea of the trade in more detail. Right? And let's get that 15-minute breaker back. Because this is essentially what I was trying to do, right? And obviously we had a whole bunch of LRLR off to the left. Dude, you have to admit, this is just sad. This is just sad. And once again, I was trying to play the cards of a 10 a.m. power of 3 candle. Okay, I'm not done journaling. We gotta really take this seriously because, you know, this is a good trade, and I just messed up just slightly, just enough to the point where it didn't work out, and that's where we just gotta learn from it, right? Let's pull up that 15-minute breaker again. And then I was gonna have TP1 trail. Oh man, I would have got trailed out too. So what? How we definitely want to journal this correctly because it's important, right? It's important we journal it exactly how we intended to take it. Because I was gonna put this in my journal and not include exactly how I was gonna take it, but I think we should include exactly how I was gonna take it. Right? 15-minute breaker, and then I turn on 5-second change in state. $10 a.m. occurs right here. We gotta journal this. I know that I want to be done, but I gotta journal this. This is important. Right? So, when we had the right bias, 10 a.m., power of 3. Let's bring this over. This is my trade. I'm journaling it right now. So, so So I was gonna do. I'm trying to take my journaling a little more seriously now. And I would have got trailed out, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it's important to take my journaling as seriously as I can because, you know, I'm gonna learn from it. What is an advanced order block? What do I have that on my chart? Do I have an advanced order block on the chart? Oh, the you're talking about the you're talking about the one where it was like a partial change instead of delivery, but it wasn't a full change instead of delivery. Is that what you're talking about? Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is essentially what I was trying to do. Okay, guys, I need to finish this because I gotta go. This is why I don't. Why I haven't been journaling because it just takes forever. And then. Okay. I put it in Reflect IQ. Okay, what else is left? I have to put it in Reflect IQ. I have to put it in my journal. So I have the spreadsheet. Okay, just have to make the tweet now. Dang, man. You know how much I'd be up right now? You know how much I'd be up if I had not messed this up? Why do I have two of the same exact screenshots? My gosh. I just want to move on. This is why I don't do this. And then once again, if I had just entered on the upper change in state instead of the lower, well then I would not have gotten stopped out. Not only would I have not gotten stopped out, but I would have hit. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, what is that? 10 to 1, bro. I would have hit 10 to 1. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later.